I am more than a clinical therapist. I am also a spiritual coach. And with that being said, I felt like I needed to kind of get on and discuss a little bit about non Christian and earth based religions. It seems to be a hot topic that anyone who believes in any like subtle thing spiritual, a lot of people are just referring to themselves as a witch. We need to talk about that. So, a witch is someone who practices witchcraft, right? So, what is witchcraft? I did a little search so we can see what the interwebs say. And so, according to Merriam-Webster +1, witchcraft means the practice of magic, traditional rituals, or communicating with unseen forces to help, harm, or influence the world. Historical and traditional meanings, malicious magic. See, they're immediately going to something malicious, right, when you use this word. Traditionally in Western history, it meant using occult powers to cause bad luck, illness, or harm to others. So immediately, the first thing that pops up is a negative connotation with the word. And then spirit invocation, often associated with relying on spirits, demons, or the devil. Again, immediately something negative, right? I know it's not negative. We all know, anyone who is in this realm of life knows that witchcraft isn't inherently negative, right? You know, hopefully people aren't using it for negative. We know that some people probably are. Boo, losers. But or folk healing used by rural communities for protective magic, herbal healing, and reversing curses. Okay, at the very bottom of that list is something positive. At the very bottom. Neo-pagan traditions, personal empowerment. Modern practices like Wicca, neo-pagan stuff. Okay, so immediately right off the rip, there is negative connotation, first thing, as soon as you look it up. But it's also talking about traditionality and neo-pagan and Wicca. So the reality is, in a world right now that we're having a lot of spiritual conflict with spiritualists and other earth-based religions, using buzzwords where they don't belong, especially negative ones, we should probably watch our mouths. And if you're not a traditional witch, or you don't know what a traditional witch is, stop calling yourself a witch. Let's find out what you really are. Let's find out, in a society that thrives on labels, let's figure out what area of spirituality you really are. Let's honor the true witchcraft community, the true Wiccan and neo-pagan and witch community, by not throwing their label around where it doesn't belong, especially when it has such a negative connotation. Let's preserve that for the people who truly are that religion, that belief system. Let's keep that for them to preserve. And let's find out what you really are. Because most people probably are not actually that. So, you know, we're in a society where people really love their labels. And I think we can really figure out what you are. Let's do it. Now, you don't need a quiz. You don't need to rely on some AI quiz to tell you. It could be confusing. More than likely, you're probably just a regular spiritualist. But more than likely too, you can be a Wicca, pagan. Not all witches are Wicca. Not all Wiccans are witches. You can be in that religion and not be that. If you want help trying to figure out what non-Christian or earth-based religion you may belong to, you are welcome to send me a message and we can figure this out together. You do not have to become a long-term client of mine to have a conversation with me to narrow this down. It probably will take a 1-hour session with me to help you narrow this down. If you would like to learn more about me, you can find more information about me at spiritualsocialservices.com.